Welcome, welcome, welcome to our very grown-up episode 40. I can't believe it. We're middle-aged. So, um, yes, welcome everyone. I am your co-host, Kylie Wild. I'm joined by Pete Beckett.
Who's having a midlife crisis?
Yes,
I'm not really. It's episode
no,
40.
yeah. Yeah, come on, guys. You get on board with us.
Soon enough, I'm going
No.
to start driving virtual Ferraris.
Oh gosh, yes, there you go. What do what do chicks do during midlife crisis? These buy big fancy houses like myself. Um,
I just thought they went through menopause and that was it.
oh, I don't know how to do that on air.
I wouldn't expect you to. I just thought it was men that had the midlife crisis and wanted to show off their big balding heads.
Oh goodness. I'm trying. Yeah, there's no virtual thing that I can do. Um, but thanks for joining us on Rapid Reviews Radio. It is crazy to think that we've made it 40 episodes. Um,
Yes.
yeah, it's wild. We're gearing up for special ones down the road as
Yep.
we hit our next achievement.
Of course, we've got a couple of decent plans coming up for
Yeah,
episodes 49 and for 50.
yeah,
So stay
it's gonna be
tuned.
fun. Yeah, so nobody can ever accuse us of not planning ahead.
It just never goes to plan. That's half the problem.
Yeah. But yes. So, how's your week been, Pete?
It's been mostly okay. Another week of working at home, being mostly bored and all that sort of thing. Lockdown is kind of sucky. But at
Yeah,
least some of the restrictions are starting to ease, so I can see people and all of that sort of thing. So I
yeah,
can't complain too much. But
that's very good.
what about you?
Well, because lockdown is easing a bit over in Northern Ireland, not as much as it is, of course, around the rest of the islands, but it is my press is back up and running, so that's
Yay!
been fun. I've been enjoying that and starting to get back into the flow of things, and I signed on after a week of not being on, and
Mm.
my queue for jobs was absolutely bummed, as they say over here. Um,
You were
it was
swamped.
absolutely full. I was swamped. I was full
You
of orders,
you
and
were
then
knee deep in orders.
I was knee deep in orders, and it's funny because one of the guys I've got working on my electrical stuff, he goes, "Yeah, if you're anything like me, you've got tons of orders and no supplies." And I was like, "Yes." So
Yes, sounds about right.
apparently that's all of us small business owners. We're all kind of stuck in this weird limbo of crazy amount of orders, but can't get the supplies in. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, and you got to try and find the source those suppliers at a decent rate, which probably isn't going to happen, really, is it?
Right. Exactly. So I'll have to go on the dark web.
Nice.
Not really. FBI, if you're listening, not really.
Yes, that was a joke.
Yes.
I wouldn't
I just
recommend
wanted.
that you start buying your supplies in Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. But that kind of leads us into the news. Not at all, but it's a way to lead us into the news.
That was the worst segue attempt I think I've ever heard you try. You really have started having a midlife crisis.
Yeah, we're breaking all the rules with episode 40.
Yes. But before we get into the news, I actually wanted
Yeah.
to discuss something about last week's episode where we had Lewis on, which was an awesome
Yes.
episode and really enjoyed
It
myself.
was very fun.
It was a weird one, but the thing was, the reason why we brought up the Xbox showcase was because we were supposed to make predictions and
Yes.
never did.
We didn't get around to it.
No, so we're going to do that now. We're going to
Oh,
add a couple of verbal ones, and then we're going to have a couple written ones with the rest of the
yes.
crew for the episode next week.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
the Xbox showcase, just in case you didn't know, 23rd of July at
Yep.
5 p.m. British summertime, or I think it's 12 p.m. Eastern, and 9 a.m. Pacific.
Right.
If my time zones are correct, that is.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I seem to have got that one right. So,
Yeah. Nice.
um, yeah, they're going to be showing off mostly first-party games and a couple of third parties.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I'm excited.
2 predictions each. What are you
Uh-huh.
thinking?
Oh, you want me to go first?
2 right. Ladies first, always.
Oh, whatever. Um,
Look, I'm one for chivalry. All right.
Chivalry is dead.
No, it's not.
No.
I'm the living embodiment of chivalry.
Yes. Well, but what happens when I'm more like Brienne of Tarth, who is a lady knight?
And still
Uh,
chivalrous.
yes. So I have been debating whether, like, are all my predictions gonna be Halo based?
Yes.
The truth is, inside, in my heart, they are. But because I live for you people out there, you listeners, I will keep them in my heart where they belong.
Yep. Of course you will.
Um, yes. But one thing I definitely think now I've made this prediction before um, on the PlayStation one, but it's because I really, really do feel that like Cyberpunk 2077 will be released on, you know,
It is
the
already
sex
it
box.
is already confirmed, by the way.
Well, see, there you go. See, I've already won. The listeners should also know I'm running on about 3 hours of sleep.
Of course.
So, um, then I think that we will see a Warner Brothers game because obviously Sony
Ooh.
revealed Spider-Man. Um, Microsoft always goes, as we say, tit for tat.
Yes.
So I would think some form of Warner Brothers superhero game, possibly. I want to say Batman, but I know that that's a big leap.
It is a
Uh,
big leap. I mean,
yeah.
this is bearing in mind. Obviously, we didn't really cover this, but actually, WB Games is currently up for sale,
Yes,
and
it is.
Microsoft have apparently been interested
Yeah,
in buying them.
that's kind of what led me to that theory.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course.
because if Microsoft buys Warner Brothers, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm not the biggest DC fan. I've made that pretty clear. But DC has some good games. Um well, I like Arkham, all of that.
I like the Arkham series.
Yeah. It's not my favorite,
No,
but
considering Arkham Asylum, you can play the whole game in detective mode. It's pretty broken.
it, exactly. Gosh, that's a whole separate. I could.
Yeah, let's not go into that one.
Yeah, okay, I'm trying not to, but the point is, I think that we'll see a WB game
Okay.
of some sort, and then we'll pretend that my prediction of 27-7 didn't happen.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think that they have to release some form of racing game um, with
Okay,
that
so
GT, yeah, Gran Turismo being announced.
so there's only one of two then, isn't there? Really?
Unless they come up with something new, but
Well, the
yes.
one of two would have been a reboot of a series that I haven't seen for a while, which I probably would have. I wouldn't be inclined to think that, which is Project Gotham Racing.
All right. Yes. Yes.
But you're probably going to sit well with Forza 8, right?
Yep. That's
Okay.
exactly it.
So
Uh,
your predictions are Forza 8 and a
uh,
WB game of some sorts,
yep.
possibly Batman.
Yeah. And that's my audio predictions. God, I don't know.
I know, because we're going to write 3 written
Yes.
predictions so that
Yes.
so that each guest has a total of 5 predictions. Because
Yeah.
let's be honest, the last one that we did with the PlayStation One, we tended to have more predictions than everyone
You
else, and
did.
I got
Yeah.
more right than everyone else because I had
You
more
did.
chance. So I admit my mistake that we had
Yep.
far too many, so we're limiting it this time.
Yes.
See,
Yes. We're efficient.
I've done my due diligence this time around.
We
I
take care
tried.
of our guests. Yes, you do.
We tried.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
I
Yes, we
my
do.
predictions are, and I'm going to agree with you here. There's no way they're not showing Forza 8,
Yeah.
or
Yep.
possibly even Forza Horizon 5, but I think it's time for
Uh,
8 because usually they kick off the generations and then
mhm.
Playground Games in Turn 10 will come out with a Horizons game
Right.
not long after.
Hmm.
But this is where the problem lies, is that apparently Playground Games have been working on another series, rumoured series. I've,
Yeah. Well, it seems like I saw that on a tweet somewhere. But
yeah,
yes,
they have apparently been working on Fable.
that we talked about it. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
we did, but I don't think it's going to be shown. I really don't.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Because
Because hmm
I
Go
think
ahead.
whilst they might not inundate the market with too many shooters, I think
Hmm.
they're going to inundate the market with too many shooters to start.
It's
They tend
kind
to
of
have
their
high
bread
frame
and
rates
butter.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So,
Exactly.
whilst the original company that is in under Microsoft's tutelage at the moment won't
Hmm.
be involved in this, Perfect Dark is making a return.
Oh, see, that's been rumored for so long.
Yes, it has.
That is a game I would love to see come back.
I also think that whilst it
Mhm.
is able to be played via Rare Replay, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a HD remaster of the original Perfect Dark.
Ah, that's what we need. Okay, that is a prediction that I'm 100% behind just because I want it.
Yeah, so mine sort of forms a two-tiered prediction in that sort of respect,
Yeah.
where we'll get a new Perfect Dark, but because of the time that we have to wait for it, they
Hmm.
might just remaster the original as a. Oh, by the
I
way, this is
mean,
available on Series X day one.
exactly. I mean, think about the Resident Evil remasters. That's what they've done. We've talked about that
Mm,
before, that it keeps them in the forefront of everyone's mind while they're working on, the next iteration.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
so yeah,
And what
I could get on board with that.
Well,
Absolutely.
yeah, there've been a lot of accounts that have been popping up, and we won't mention it with Nintendo because there's been a lot of those with Nintendo's about Super Mario's 35th anniversary, F
Oh,
Zero, and a few others.
yeah.
But these
Mhm.
same sort of ones came out for Fable, Perfect Dark for Microsoft, and I do think that either a Perfect Dark or a Fable game are probably being worked on right now.
Yeah, I would like that to happen for sure.
Yeah, me
Absolutely.
too. Even
Hmm.
though I'm not a Fable fan.
Well, um, it's it. We talked about it last week, and so I hate to kind of go off on another tangent on it. There's so much potential in it.
Yeah.
Um, they could bring it around. Oh, I also heard from a
Okay.
little bird that it is entirely possible that Microsoft managed to get Outer Worlds and is planning on making that a kind of, you know, lasting series. So
Okay, so you think that
yeah,
they picked up the license from Private Division then?
that's what I've been told, but who knows? It can't confirm it yet.
Okay,
Uh,
well, a lot of that's hearsay, rumor, and all
yeah,
that
that's
sort of thing,
hearsay.
and
That's
that's
pure
fair enough.
hearsay for our predictions. This is purely in our prediction section.
I mean, it would make sense now that obviously,
Does. Mhm.
God, what is the
Two,
name?
uh, oh god, two.
Obsidian. That's the one.
Well,
Yeah,
Obsidian, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Considering that Obsidian obviously like are
Well,
now owned
Microsoft
by
owns them.
Microsoft,
Yeah.
they might want their own version of a Fallout game to be exclusive to the platform. So that would make sense. It would.
I Yeah, we're gonna save that for late next week because I could my little fangirl heart is like, let's talk about it.
Yeah, we'll cover it
We'll
next
save
week
it.
if
We'll
obviously
save
it
it.
does come up.
Yep, yep.
But
Uh,
we better segue on to the next part because that was just something
yes,
that just needs
because
to do
it
some
was supposed
housekeeping
to
from
be.
last week.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like, oh, I could start talking about this for a while. Next week, next week,
We
next week.
will next week it. So
Yes.
we'll segue on to more Microsoft news.
Woohoo.
Hooray! But this is great news. I love this, and I
Hmm.
went back and listened to the tapes. We predicted this again.
Woohoo! Of
So
course.
hooray us again.
Yep, we are really good. I don't know if you guys know this out there, but we make lots of predictions that come true.
We do. We do.
And that sounds insincere, but that is actually the truth.
I know.
Uh, we
But
are
no, it
quite
was the specifics of which that we actually got right with this, which is the weird
honest.
part. So,
Okay.
we all know that Project xCloud is currently in its beta stage at present, or beta, wherever you are in the
Yes.
world. I've never known how to properly pronounce it, so I'll go with beta.
Yeah,
Beta
beta's
Ray
fine.
Bill. That's how I always remember it.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, because that's not a callback to a horrible movie.
Oh goodness.
A great one,
Uh,
but a horrible one.
yeah.
So Project
Also,
xCloud is due to release out of beta stage in September. So it's going to go
yeah.
full release.
Mhm.
However, it will be included at no extra cost if you are a Game Pass Ultimate member.
Right. Which.
Hell yeah.
Yup. 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 Yup.
So it's
Uh.
making that $15 a month price point even better for some people because it's Game Pass
It is.
Ultimate for, well, Game Pass for PC, Game Pass for
Mhm.
console, Xbox Live Gold membership, and now xCloud membership.
I try my hardest. We were kind of talking about this a little bit before off air, but I try my hardest not to let my Microsoft fangirl
Your
come out,
bias.
my bias, because I own all the consoles. I enjoy them. I love video games. I have no real allegiance, but uh, Microsoft, for me, they've been kind of hitting some wins the last few weeks.
I have to agree. As someone,
Yeah,
I mean, let's be honest here, I'm more biased towards Nintendo than
right.
anybody. I mean,
Yeah,
but Microsoft are making some incredible strides to make that Game Pass Ultimate
yep,
membership something worthwhile. And
yep,
in the day and age of where we are at the moment, that everyone is very afraid to spend money.
yep.
This is going to make people want to spend money on that membership, and I think it's a great
It
idea.
is. Yep. I'm gonna. This is gonna probably seem out of left field, but as an entrepreneur, it makes sense to me. But so there was a very brief reality show on the Discovery Channel, probably 10, 15 years ago.
Hmm.
It had the screaming guy from OxyClean that unfortunately passed away.
Okay.
Um, and then his British friend. Um, and on that it's called the Pitchmen is what it was called.
All right.
Yeah. It was really good if you're into entrepreneurship, and it's just really good. I
Hang on.
encourage you to go
Is it
find
the
that.
same as Dragon's Den over here?
No. This is different. This follows what happens when a person has an idea,
Yeah.
then the idea gets invested in.
Yeah.
What happens after that,
Oh,
which is the
okay.
part that I'm more interested in. And then, of course, those two being the pitchmen, God, how can I blank out on his name? He's like way famous. Anyway,
No idea.
uh, hold on, guys, because I
No,
know
no,
there's
no.
people in the
You
audience
carry
going,
on. I'll find it.
okay. But anyway, just look up OxyClean spokesman. Billy Mays. That's it.
Billy
Billy Mays
Mays.
here. Yeah.
Good old Billy
Anyways,
Mays.
yeah,
Even
him and
I
his.
know who that is, for Christ's sakes.
Exactly. That's why I was like, I have to find his name. Anyway, so it's just a really great show. But what they did was they would become the pitchmen in front of investors for people's products.
Oh, that's awesome.
And yeah, and then eventually, it showed how they made the commercials and all this kind of stuff. Just really good insight into the entrepreneurial uh, spirit or whatever.
Hmm.
But there's one episode that really, really, really stuck out in my mind, and that was, I think it was an exercise product. The person that invented it was dead set on the price point being something ridiculous, like we'll say $99, which
That is
this thing was
ridiculous.
not. Yeah, it was ridiculous, and Billy Mays is like, and Sully, that's his friend, that's his British friend.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
you know, he's sitting here trying to explain you're selling things on TV. You're not selling things at a high end store. You're selling things on the TV. You can't have a high price point. And they're like, but I won't make my money back. And then I don't remember if it was Sully or Billy Mays that said it, but one of them said, you will make more money by selling at a lower rate and more of them than you would at selling fewer of them with higher price on
Mm.
it. So I always took that to heart, and that's what I do with my own business. But that, to me, sums up what Microsoft is doing with the Game Pass Ultimate, whereas they're packing a lot of stuff in it for a lower price because more people will buy it. So they'll make more money
Yeah.
by more people buying it than if they jacked up the price and only, 5 people buy it as opposed to, 10, 15. And I just like it. It makes sense to me.
Oh yeah, it makes complete sense to me. I
Yeah.
mean, I I mean, given the situation, I'm looking at obviously both my Xbox and my PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
One of them currently has an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate membership, and the other one
Yep.
currently has no PS Plus
I'm
because
exactly the same. Mm-hmm.
PS Plus gives you nothing at the
Yep.
moment. It gives you
At the moment.
the two air quote free games
Yep.
a month or a couple of games a month. They're
Mm-hmm.
not free. You pay for the membership,
Right.
and they give you online play. What else
Yeah.
are there? What else am I getting for that money that I would spend on a monthly fee? Are roughly about the same
Mm-hmm.
as Game Pass membership.
Exactly, and that's where Microsoft is excelling because I mean, think about it. The original Xbox 360, that's what Xbox Gold membership was. You got a free game a month,
The
and
ability
then
to
I
play
think
online.
an ability to play online. And I think they bumped it up to 2 free games towards the end
They
of
did,
it.
yeah, because
But, but
in the PS3 generation, Sony started to do that with their PS Plus memberships.
right, okay,
But obviously the infrastructure was still free to play online, but they did
right,
include the premium membership for potentially better servers and a couple of free games. So, or
and
air quote free games.
yeah, exactly. So I like watching Microsoft almost evolve and grow in this capacity, but PlayStation hasn't yet. But I'm saying yet they may look at this and go, "Ooh, we're going to up the ante and get even more awesome stuff to the gamers out
Oh,
there."
look for your £50 a year, or however much it is a month. I don't know. We're going to include PS Now. Snore. PS Now sucks.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gotten better nowadays because you can
it's
actually download games.
yes, yes, okay, and that's the thing. Again, we probably should save this for next week, but that's the thing. PlayStation has to come to a point where they need to make a decision. Are they going to be like Microsoft and become the Netflix of gaming, or are they going to be more like the Nintendo eStore, which is strictly buying and selling buying games and downloading them,
Yeah.
which does great for Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
Is yeah, but PlayStation's gonna have to say I need to be one or the other, or some kind of weird conglomeration of two. Um,
I think the Sony aren't going to do either of them because I think, given the situation that they're the market leaders at the moment, we
yeah,
saw this with the PS2 to the PS3. They got arrogant and
they
people
did.
refused to buy the console to start with until
That's right.
they made a price drop and
Yep.
took some of the good features away to make
Mm-hmm.
that price drop.
Yeah.
Backwards compatibility always stung
Oh,
that you couldn't do
yeah.
that properly on the non 60 gig original PS3s.
Yep.
So
Absolutely. And we've talked about that
yeah, I just
before.
worry. I do very much worry about the fact that I feel that Sony are going into this quite arrogantly again,
Yeah.
and I think if they were to announce the price point on Thursday just before Microsoft's showcase, it wouldn't surprise me because they are at present literally doing everything they can to undercut Microsoft in every respect.
Right.
Like
Which,
releasing the DualSense controller just before one
yes.
of their showcases. It's like, yeah,
Which,
okay.
which to be fair, I mean, it worked with the PS4
Yeah.
because Microsoft had just a terrible,
Oh,
terrible
yeah.
showing.
I mean, look at it. The infamous video of how you share games on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was released very soon after the whole
Yep.
always online DRM
It was
situation that Don
great.
Matrix screwed up with
Yep.
Xbox One, and literally everyone went, right, I'm a PlayStation gamer now
Yep.
because You
And
know,
I did
they are
too.
able to take the mick out of Sony, or out of Microsoft, sorry.
Out of Microsoft,
They
yeah.
they had a better product, they had better
Yep,
games, and they
yep,
weren't always online. So,
exactly.
and you
It was
didn't have Don
perfect.
Matrick turning around and saying, well, if you haven't got an internet connection, buy an
Oh,
Xbox 360.
I know. Oh god. You. Okay, we will save that because
Yeah, it's an
yeah, we
interesting
will talk
discussion
about it.
point at some
It
point.
is too good, and one of my favorite subjects uh,
Yeah, that whole
to
thing
this
was,
day.
that
The
whole
exact that
E3
whole
was utterly
entire.
hilarious.
I'm fascinated by every because for me watching that it's probably true for most of us and our audience. It's like other people when they watch football games and stuff and
Hmm.
they analyze it and they all
Yeah.
and they get excited or whatever. That's how it was for me because it's like, oh, look what Microsoft has done. They've really messed this up. How's Sony gonna come back after this one? And then Sony's like blowing them out of the water. I just love all of that.
Uh, I did the same, and then I turned
Yeah.
around. I did the same, and then I watched Nintendo showcase, and I went, "Yeah, the Wii U. So the Wii U exists."
Yes, that's a thing.
Wow, they were
But
depressing
yes,
E3s for Nintendo.
they
I mean, the only good one that we got was the Super Mario Maker one.
yeah.
I mean, that
Oh
was
gosh.
awesome, and Smash Brothers. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that is a hidden gem that a lot of people are now kind of like, oh, that wasn't as.
Yeah, I look at that and I go, I look at everyone now sort of turning around and going, the Wii U was a surprisingly good but underrated
Exactly.
console. And I went, I
Hmm.
was saying this at the time.
Yep.
However, there's
Yeah.
no point owning one now because every good game that was on there is now
Yeah.
pretty much on the Switch.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple, but they'll be there. They will.
Pikmin 3 is
Yeah.
outstanding at the moment. Mario 3D World is currently outstanding.
Yeah.
And that's about it because we've already got Wonderful 101 remastered, and
Yeah.
that was a
Which
bloody
was
joke, the whole thing.
yeah. Which
I'm not
we.
going into it. If
I
you
was
want to
gonna
see
say
what I
we've
was going to talk
discussed
about,
that
it was
one.
on it was on Twitter this week that I had a falling out with
Oh.
someone about that. I got
Oh
called a
dear.
nonce.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
Yeah,
I did in fact see that.
yeah. I'm not
Ah,
saying who it was, but I
no,
got called a
no.
nonce. And for those
Yeah,
outside of the UK who have no idea what that means, it's basically a pedophile.
yeah. It's not a great thing.
No, it's not. I got called a nonce for disagreeing with someone. I thought it was hilarious. It was.
Um,
Welcome to
but
Twitter,
yes, we
everyone.
should probably. Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh.
Yeah, we'll
Where
move on.
everything's made up and the points don't matter. That is what
Yeah,
they used to say on a show I used to watch.
yeah.
Uh, so,
Yeah, well, we'll move on slightly because obviously, that's a story that we could obviously talk more about next week with.
absolutely.
Because I do think that they might discuss more to do with Project xCloud because, according to
Mhm.
Phil Spencer in his blog post, Project xCloud is not the real name of it. But they
Yeah,
actually
that's what
haven't
they're.
worked out what the final release name's going to be.
Yeah. I wonder. They probably call it the Matrix or something.
You do know they're probably just going to call it Xbox Cloud or something.
Yeah,
You
but
know full well.
they could call it the Index since they called their talkie person Cortana, even though it wasn't Jen Taylor's voice. But we're rehashing everything from
Yes,
last week.
yes,
Okay.
yes. We
Uh,
could. So we'll move on.
yes.
Um, I mean, you can see the document, obviously. That's all I'm
Yeah.
going to say. But
Yeah.
would you have heard about this story had I not put it into the document?
Uh, the one that I earlier went, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the Metacritic update.
Yeah. No, I would not have. I don't know how I missed that, but I'm loving it. So yes, let's
Because it
let's go
flew
into
under the
that.
radar. It was weird.
So is
So,
it weird that I didn't know about it, or is that seem to be
no, it seems like a lot of people haven't picked up on it.
that's crazy?
I know.
Okay, it's a good one. So
Yeah.
yes.
So Metacritic have made an update to how user reviews are posted, and this might annoy some people, but it might actually.
I
I
think
think
it's
that I actually think this is a good change. So the
uh-huh.
update states that users won't be able to post user reviews until 36 hours after the release of the game.
Uh-huh.
Great change.
I like that.
Because then you
I
aren't
do.
going to get those absolute idiotic, foolish people who review bomb a game just
Either
for the
way.
sake of the fact that they haven't played the game.
Yeah.
25-hour experiences. And yes, we're calling The Last of Us 2 out on this one. Because there are a
Yeah.
lot of stupid reviews on there.
Yeah. Both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, it was actually found by a YouTuber that actually a lot of the positive reviews on the user side were all generated by bots.
Not a surprise.
But actually, a lot of the negative reviews weren't as they were claimed.
Yeah. Wow.
Which I thought was really funny. If you want to go and check
That's...
that out, I'll post a link to it. And I know what people are going to say about the person as soon as I mention it. It's the quartering. But he did his due diligence on on analysing the data, and I think it's fair to say, go and have a look.
Yeah.
Because it's
absolutely.
true. You know.
I like this. I mean, it's not going to stop the professional reviewers who are sucking up to game companies like Sony, cough cough, from giving perfect 10s, but I don't like that the review bombing. I don't like review bombing either way, positive or negative.
I mean,
I don't like it.
We spoke about it earlier on in the year when Animal Crossing released, and they were review bombing it for being on the Switch only, and it's like, really? Are you joking?
Exactly.
Like, review bombing is an art form, and it's not even an art form, it's a stupid thing, and I don't get it.
It's an art form like DDoS, which means
true.
none.
Look, DDoS attacks take a lot of code. Some people claim
no, it doesn't.
Hacking to be an art form.
No, not that. I have never considered DDoS an actual hack because there's no art to it. There's no beauty. There's no nothing.
It's just organized chaos.
And the thing is, like, you get, or at least, I mean, this was years ago, but you get the 12-year-olds or whatever who click a button to download a script, and then they're running DDoS attacks, and they're like, I'm a hacker. No, you're not. You're a script runner.
You're just a little pissant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's not hacking.
No, true hacking is beautiful. True, not brute force, I'm talking about your true sneaky, get in.
Oh, yeah. I think the art form in that is social engineering. And the social engineering hacks are always the best.
Oh, I love that.
They're so good.
Yeah.
So I posted it up on our public Discord, an episode of Darknet Diaries where it was to do with hacks, like social engineering hacks. Mm-hmm. And one of the stories that I heard was utterly hilarious, where they were trying to break into this place, and they disguised themselves as exterminators.
Yes, I know this story.
Oh, it's so funny. It's really good, but they get held up by security, and they're held at gunpoint, basically. And he's still trying to talk his way out of it, even though the two are literally on the ground being pointed, like guns pointed at them, and they're still trying to blag it. And his partner's literally going, give him the letter. And it comes to be, like, after a massive discussion, he just goes, why did we see you on CCTV the night before? And he went, oh, I've been had. Here's my letter. It's like, okay, yeah, cool. After this back and forth for about an hour, the funny part of the story is the security guard's boss was hiding in the bushes filming the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's
good. It's good. Darknet Diaries, honestly, check it out. It's one of the best podcasts I've ever listened to.
Yeah.
After you've listened to ours, of course.
Of course. Yeah, we should probably move on because we're trying something new this week.
Yeah, we are actually. Yeah, and I've ruined that already.
Well, no, I'd say me and my weird Billy Mays and DDoS.
Billy Mays.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is a good thing for Metacritic, I believe, and for people who actually want to find genuine user reviews.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So
and I'm one of those people that I want the real review.
Yeah, so do I. So just bear that in mind for the future. If a game comes out, just wait 36 hours and you'll find all those user reviews after then.
Yeah.
But speaking of reviews,
Mm-hmm.
we now have to move on to Ghost of Tsushima, or Tsushima, or however you want to pronounce it. Or as another
Yeah.
podcast I listened to started taking the mick out of it by calling it Ghost of Tiramisu, or
That's
go
better than
or
mine.
Ghost of Taras Matalata.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like they went really ham on that, and I thought it was really
Okay.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I keep calling it Ghost of Sushi, but that's just me.
Well, yeah, that could also work. Yeah, Ghost of Sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not technically wrong. It's just you can't pronounce
No.
the ema at the end of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
But yes.
this was absolutely infuriating to me the other day.
Yeah.
And
I
then
understand.
I had to stop because I found out I'm going to review Ghost of Tsushima
Yeah.
for the site, so I had to stop reading reviews.
Yep. I did wonder if you were going to announce that with this. So yes.
I am. Usually my review process is if I know I'm reviewing a game, I will read
Yeah.
nothing. I do not
I
want to be coloured
100%.
by
Yeah,
anything. And then once
absolutely.
my review is out there, I will go and read all of the reviews I can and go, ooh, I might have been
Yeah.
spot on about this, or I might have gone with a dissenting opinion, or whatever. Doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Anyway, I've coloured my view already, and that doesn't mean that the review's going to suck. But I've stopped
Yeah.
now. So, some review outlets, and I'm not going to call any out by name, although I really would love to, have stated that the game is very visceral in its violent content, as a result giving it a lower score than Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Which is
Which
a very viscerally violent game. And yet they
exactly.
absolutely praised that game for its violent content.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not big on
Contradiction.
people who contradict themselves. Exactly. So this kind of stuck out in my mind as well.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. I don't get that. I don't get that. I really don't get that.
I don't
Um,
understand it as well. It's like one outlet in particular that, like I said, I really want to call them out for
I
it.
know. I know.
I'm holding
I know.
firm. I'm holding firm.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Breathe. Okay. One outlet in particular was very, very positive about The Last of Us 2
Mhm.
to the point where they wrote a parody review from the form of an incel, claiming
Yeah, I
that
didn't
everybody who
understand
didn't
that.
like the violent content was just a pussy and stuff like that. And but
I
yet,
understand.
within the first paragraph of this review was basically
Mhm.
saying this is a very violent video game and I don't
Yeah.
like it because of it.
We want everyone to form their own opinions, but
Mm.
that I can't. I'm just like in my robot brain, it's going error, error, error.
Look, even in my non-robotic brain, it's
Uh-huh.
going error because it defies all logic.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I know, and the thing is, right, and the reason why I've brought this up as a news story is because I know a lot about the area in which they were talking about the
Mhm.
samurai era, feudal
Yes,
Japan,
absolutely.
all that sort
Hmm.
of thing. Let's be honest, it was a very violent time.
Oh, very, very, very.
Very violent time. So,
Uh,
but what they haven't taken away from the fact is that the samurai themselves and even the Ronin fought with honor.
oh yes.
There is, they might have been violent, but they were at least honorable about it.
Yeah,
There is
that's
nothing
very true.
honorable about The Last of Us Part 2. That is just
Oh no,
violence for the sake of violence.
absolutely, and that's freely admitted. That's not us saying a negative thing about that. Neil
No,
Druckmann was very, very insistent that it was a violent game
yeah, he said
because he
that
wanted
there's
it to be
violence in
violent.
there because it's not
It's
supposed
not
to
supposed. Yeah.
make you it's
Uh,
supposed to make you feel horrible,
yes. Yeah.
which I can understand. Art doesn't always have to be positive, and I get that. Some art does make you feel uncomfortable, and understandably so. But this is another situation of this is making you feel uncomfortable, but everything around it looks stunning.
Hmm.
But I don't know because
Exactly.
I haven't got the game yet, so
Yeah.
We didn't
Uh,
get a review code from Sony, unfortunately, and I'm not going to belittle that, but I have to spend my own money on it. But I was going to do that anyway.
yeah, exactly. That's gonna be. I mean, let's just be honest. We probably. I don't want to say anything because I don't know anything. But let's say we don't get Halo Infinite. Well, I'm buying that sucker. You know, I'm buying that
Don't
sucker.
need to buy it; it's on Game Pass.
Well, yes, I know, but you know what I mean.
Knowing you, you will own
Oh,
the physical
oh,
version,
oh.
limited edition, Master Chief and Cortana version.
Don't forget.
Obviously,
Yes, I
that
bought 5 different versions of Halo 3. So,
of course you did. Look, the minute they start bundling a remote-controlled Warthog in there, that's you set.
uh,
That's you
they
done.
had one. Oh my gosh! In 2007, they released the Warthog RC Warthog. Oh,
Ah,
and then they had the Needler gun, and I just
ugh.
loved all of it. And I had to leave it all in America.
Are you
Come
joking?
over
Needlers
here.
suck.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They are terrible weapons.
And no, okay. In Halo 2, they're not the best. In Halo 3, they're pretty
my
good at putting some distance between you and another person.
well,
So,
remember that my best experience of Halo is Halo 2.
it's,
So,
yeah.
where it
The
sucked.
weapon system is so different. Oh my gosh. I gotta stop
Yep,
talking about it.
yep.
We are going to literally, though, guys, I do want to say we are going to be playing it uh, streaming on Twitch. It's
We're
just we
going to
need
hope
to,
to.
yeah, we just need to set a time and stuff.
Also,
Um,
I need to find a new capture card.
and that too.
Which has been more struggle because, you know...
Well, we'll talk about it off air, but yeah, we'll talk about it off air. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
But, yeah, so we will get some Halo streams going up at some
yeah.
point, and we're going
I
to play through
really
the
want
Master
to.
Chief Collection.
I was gonna say I really want to do that before the official release of the game, and we've
That's the
got
hope, is that
just enough time.
obviously
Yeah,
we do maybe
yeah,
maybe a stream a week, and we can try and if we
yep,
do it for like 3 odd hours. We'll talk more about this off air, but if
yeah.
we do it,
Of
if
course.
we do it, we're going to try and complete all 5 Halo
Yep,
games,
yep.
story-based Halo games beforehand,
Uh, yes.
because I'm not doing Reach again. And I'm
And we're
not doing
not doing.
ODST. Yeah, I'd love to play ODST, but I can
I
play that on
thought.
my
Okay,
own
see
terms.
now. I thought we were gonna play ODST and not play the game that doesn't exist because it
No,
doesn't exist.
we have to because it's narrative.
Mm. It's canon, which I cannot believe, and we will talk about it next week.
We have to play it. I have no example of what...
Okay.
I have to
Okay.
form my
For
own
you,
opinion on Halo 5, okay?
you're right. You're exactly right. So for you, I will go through it again.
Who
One
knows? Playing it
time.
with a noob might actually help you enjoy the experience
Oh
a
no.
bit more.
No, if last week taught you anything, that Lewis 100% supported every single problem I had with it, I think it's just going to exemplify it more.
Okay, well, that's also the other
You
effect
may
it could
love it,
have.
so, we'll see.
I might
We'll see.
also hate it.
You will hate it. You will hate it.
I'm literally just sitting here looking at my collection of games, and I see Halo 1, 2, Halo 2 multiplayer pack, Halo 3, Halo ODST, Halo Reach on the 360.
Yeah.
I've not played any of them
Yeah,
apart from
we'll
2.
do that. We'll have one of our meetings this week, and we'll plan it out. We're gonna do it.
Yeah,
We're gonna do it.
agreed.
It's
Okay.
just yeah. Anyway, so wow, new format.
No, because that was at least a little bit more streamlined than normal.
It's true. Okay, so that wraps it up for news, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, the long and short of it is Ghost of Tsushima reviews come out, rate it lower than Last of Us Part 2, despite its visceral content.
Yeah.
And what a load of utter nonsense that is. And I don't care, I'm putting it out there. It was VG 24/7.
You wouldn't make it. I knew you would make it through. But yes.
VG 24/7 suck, and Kirk McKeon is an idiot.
Those views are not shared by Rapid Reviews UK.
No, they are my own, and I agree to that, but I don't care. Kirk McKeon is a foolish idiot because he wrote both reviews.
Yeah. And as always, we do say go read for yourself and make your own
Yeah,
decisions.
absolutely.
But it's, yeah,
It's bad.
it's a glaring, yeah, does not compute
No, I was
thing.
literally
But
sitting there reading the review, and I
mhm,
was laughing at
it's
how
just,
bad it was. And then my parents were like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "How badly written this review was."
yeah. We need to
Yeah.
see if we can get him on the show. Um,
No.
I, we should though,
Why?
just to pick his mind and say, why are you
He
like
doesn't have
this?
a brain.
Who made you like this?
Who made you?
But okay,
Who
we
did
have
this
to
to
stop.
you? Yeah, but let's move on.
Okay, yes, we have to. So, I'm going to make this very, very brief, which is weird because I say that every week, but it really is going to be this time.
Okay,
Um,
I'm bringing a stopwatch out. Okay,
oh gosh,
go,
great pressure. It's going to make me talk super fast.
go.
No, this is our rebranded section of We Got This. Um, it's a 2 minute segment where you just kind of take a moment every week and kind of have a mindfulness session and stuff. Um, but this week's gonna be a little bit different because we have rebranded it to We've Got This, which is more a community oriented, community based type of way of thinking. Um, while I'm not saying you definitely should always have your mindfulness about yourself always, but this week is going to be more about you need to check on your friends.
Yeah,
Um, you have to, because some friends they're not doing well, and some friends are not obvious about it because some people, when they're not doing so well, they actually become more productive,
yeah,
and will smile bigger and be funnier. We see that a lot with comedians. A
yeah.
lot of
Absolutely.
comedians, yeah, they're some of the funniest people. We've mentioned Jim Carrey, how much we both like adored him growing up because he was
Massively
hilarious.
depressed.
Massively depressed,
Yeah,
massively
I
depressed.
I use humor as a deflection tactic all the time.
Yes, you do. No, yeah. You do, but it has its place. It helps a lot, but it also can work as a mask. And so, for those of you out there, just because someone seems like they're invincible or they're doing amazing or holy crap, I wished I had that life. It's not always what's really happening beneath the surface.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, as always, if you're feeling down and not so great, contact the Samaritans. They're so wonderful. Um,
Or the National Suicide Prevention Hotline in
or,
America.
oh, yes, yes. Thank you for reminding me of that. Sometimes I forget. And always, though, think about your friends. Check on them. You okay? They're not always going to say anything, but they'll always think about the fact that you said it,
Yeah,
if that
exactly.
makes sense. Yeah.
I do it
So,
with you. You
yes, you
messaged
do.
me the other day, and I went,
Yep.
"Let's talk."
Yeah,
You really didn't want to, but
I did not. I didn't. My default setting is I don't want to talk, as you know so
yeah,
well.
neither do I. But sometimes it requires someone to just go, "Nope,
Yeah,
you need to talk to someone."
yeah. And probably most of our listeners don't know I'm going through quite a bit of a crisis at the moment. And lockdown has not been beneficial
No, of
for
course
that
not.
crisis.
But I think
Yeah.
beneficially for you, actually being back working again will ease
Oh, I
some
think
of
it.
that
Yeah.
again a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Well, I was gonna say I got my first taste of it last week. Not this past week, but the previous week before that,
Hmm.
and it felt like a giant weight had been lifted because I was back on a routine.
Yeah, I think the routine
Very
will help you in a massive way, but we won't go into that too much,
no,
obviously, because
no,
that's your
but
personal issues.
right, but it does attest to the fact that please check on your successful, smiling, happy friends, happy tree friends,
Never
because
mention that again.
I love happy tree friends.
I used to, but then it got terrible.
I wonder if I rewatched it, if I
I
would
that
still
well,
like
that's
it.
that's
Probably not.
that's the problem. I rewatched it a few years ago, and oh my
Oh
god,
no,
it
is
is
it
really
just
bad.
Oh my gosh. And then Charlie the Unicorn and all that. I need to go back and watch that. Cat face. He has the face of a cat.
Back on
Oh
course.
my gosh.
See, we have to try and rate it in.
I
This is a
know.
problem. It's a problem for both of us.
It is. But as always, please remember we've got this.
Yeah, rebranded we, because we are together.
Yes, absolutely.
We're all in this together. Mental health does
That's
not
right.
discriminate.
That's for dang sure, as we would say in Texas. So.
All right there, cowpoke.
Ah, yeah, so that moves us on to our topic. We're not doing too bad.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Doing all right. It's definitely trimmed the fat a hell of a lot more because we're 50 minutes in, and usually it'd be an hour and a half at this point.
But okay.
Anyway,
Yes, you take it now.
just right on that, why don't you? Anyway, so this is something I've wanted to cover for a very, very long time.
Yes.
We have covered some very unreputable people in the industry, i.e. Randy Pitchford.
Yes.
Go listen to that episode because that was hilarious.
It's so good. It's a good episode. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, it was awesome for a round table light discussion.
Yeah,
But it was very, very really weird. Good. Some of the stuff he's done is weird. Anyway, we've covered the unreputable people within the industry. We feel we need some positivity. Yes. Especially in these dark times, we need something positive to go back and to look at. However, this should have been last week. Because it had been last weekend was actually 5 years since the legend, and this is obviously where we're getting to, the legend that was Satoru Iwata passed away. 5 years. My God, how that time has gone.
It's it's crazy to think because he was such a fixture,
Well, yeah, he was part of Nintendo's furniture.
That is a really good descriptor. And so I probably, like most people, thought that, well, this is, I mean, okay, maybe it was jumping the gun a little bit, but it's the way I think. I was like, oh, well, that's going to be it for Nintendo. How.
Well, to be honest, I did worry, obviously, when this happened, but I think since his passing, having Furukawa in there, and I can't remember the name who took over temporarily.
Yeah.
It might have been. I can't remember. I gotta have a look.
It's terrible. So, we usually have this pulled up.
I usually would, and I would remember this, to be honest.
It's just one of those days.
I mean, it's Doug Bowser now.
Well, yeah.
But that's Nintendo of America's president. It's so. Oh, that was the one. So after Iwata, it was Kirishima, or Kimishima, right. And then it was Furukawa, so who is the current president of Nintendo Japan. So I was right, kind of.
Yeah, you were. No, you absolutely were. Yeah, so, God, yeah, I was actually very surprised, and did not think that they'd be able to pull that out, but they have done really well.
Yeah, they have, to be fair. He was, in case you haven't realised, we're covering legends, utter legends of the industry. I mean, there are a fair few. I mean, it will kind of link in with two other legends of the industry in this respect, because their paths do cross a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he was such an influential figure within the video game industry, not just within Nintendo's ranks. He was very well respected. He was a very kind individual.
Yes.
From what we hear from people on the industry inside, very honourable, very decent.
Made me just, I was just like, dude, that's how I want to be. That's how I want to be when I get my business, and then I got my business. So.
Yeah. So we actually did something a little bit different this week, where we approached people in our Discord because we wanted some memories or basically some stuff that we probably remembered, but stuff that has obviously some of our writers and our fans actually think were some of his greatest points. So the
Absolutely.
first one came in from SD Walcott, sorry, who is one of our writers. Recently,
Mm-hmm.
just wrote the SpongeBob Rehydrated review for Switch.
Woohoo!
One of Iwata's best moments was taking a cut of his salary so he wouldn't need to fire anyone.
Yep, I love that. Like that. That
The,
is like so just. I just love that. Like I cannot say enough about that. It's one of the. It's just that is how it should be.
oh,
That is how it should
absolutely.
be.
The
Mhm.
the thing was, is this happened during the Wii U's lifespan, wasn't it?
Yes,
So
it was when. Yeah.
I was trying to
Well,
remember
no, it
whether it was
was
the GameCube, because the GameCube was
no,
pretty
no.
much a failure too.
Yeah, but no. This was during the entire global turn down.
Oh, well, the
And
recession and
yeah,
yeah,
which would be about the Wii U time,
yeah,
and it was
2008 to 2013, wasn't it,
yeah,
roughly?
yes,
Yeah,
and
so
it
it
was
would have
just kind of
happened
a
during the Wii U's
confluence
time.
thing. Hmm.
Yeah, so he obviously, yeah, I've already explained, he decided to take a pay cut by
Hmm.
50%.
Yeah.
Well, it was
Ugh,
at 50%, so that because he felt bad having to lay people off for the top
ugh,
brass's bad decision making.
I love that. So I'm a cheese ball. We've talked about this. I'm a cheese ball for honor, but that's so honorable.
I mean,
I
it's
love it. It is
ridiculous.
so.
Like, you'd never hear anyone like Bobby Kotick
Oh
do
gosh,
anything like that,
no,
or Andrew House, or
no,
Android Wilson, or someone like that, or
no,
Strauss Zelnick at 2K or Zenimax.
no.
Sorry,
Yeah,
you'll never hear any one of those doing that because
no.
it's all about bottom line profits for them. That's all it is. But actually, there's some very, very good quotes from Satoru Iwata that we will mention a bit later.
Yeah.
Apart from this one, which I will just go and find quickly. Uh, where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Here it is. Above all, video games are meant to be one thing: fun for everyone.
Yes. It's true. That's Nintendo summed up. I know that it's broader than that, but for me, like when I think of Nintendo, I think of Iwata and I think of that. Fun for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, to take not to take away from anything else. I mean, we're looking
Mhm.
mainly at Mr. Iwata, president of Nintendo,
Mhm.
but I think we need to move back a little bit and look at Satoru Iwata, game developer,
Yes.
because the man has been involved in some of the
Oh,
biggest projects in Nintendo's
absolutely.
history,
Yes.
including Balloon Fight,
Mhm.
Kirby,
Yep.
Earthbound, and
Yes.
Mother 3,
Yes.
Smash Brothers and Smash Brothers Melee.
Yep.
But the biggest one,
Yeah.
it was his code that made the Kanto and Johto regions possible on a Game Boy cartridge for Gold and Silver.
Ugh, that is wild. That is
Unbelievable.
absolutely crazy.
So that comes
Yeah.
on to the point that I was going to make, which came in
Hmm.
from uh, Lady underscore Sugar Cube, Jennifer,
Yes.
friend of the show and regular
Absolutely.
correspondent. She
Hmm.
put, I'd like to point out how Iwata had his heart in the Pokemon franchise, and I bet the
Yeah.
people ripping the new title apart online would break his heart. Also how he made one of the best games of the franchise possible, Gold and Silver.
Yes.
Too damn right, Jennifer.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I mean, it was his idea to put the previous region back into the game. Like, I mean, bearing in mind that the game Gold and Silver are already an incredible evolution of the Pokemon franchise anyway, but
Hmm.
to include a whole region that already maxed out a cartridge
Yeah.
in that way is utterly absurd. And
Yeah.
how the heck did they get that running at frame rates, stable frame rates, excellent performance, all that sort of thing on a Game Boy?
Yeah. Just
Unbelievable.
yeah, I mean, I think it would be hard for most people nowadays to quite understand the scope of that. because nothing had ever been done like that before.
No, it hadn't, and it's quite an astounding feat of engineering and coding. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, let's be honest here. Had it not been for him, Super Smash Bros. Wouldn't exist
Yeah.
in the format that it is now.
Absolutely.
It was
Absolutely.
essentially Iwata's idea to put Nintendo characters on this very generic fighting game, or
Mhm.
full person fighting game, and
Mhm.
Masahiro Sakurai never even thought that Nintendo would take to it. And this is
Mhm.
obviously before Iwata was president of Nintendo.
Right.
But, you know, he worked very closely with HAL Laboratories, you know, with the Kirby franchise. So he had a very good working relationship with Mr. Sakurai. And when they approached the Nintendo top brass, they loved it. So,
Mhm.
you know, he helped code the games on his spare evenings after working on other projects. He did the same thing
Yeah.
with Super Smash Bros. Melee as well, because the game was seriously behind. They wanted the game to release on the GameCube, you know, day of release,
Mhm.
and Mr. Sakurai just couldn't get it working for some reason.
Yeah.
So once again, Mr. Iwata dedicated his evenings and weekends,
He
many
did.
hours of straight coding,
Ugh.
just to get the game working. But not only working, but probably make it the best, one of the best, in opinions of some, the best
A lot
Smash
of people
Brothers
do.
games out
Mhm.
there.
Yep.
Tournament
Um,
wise, yeah, absolutely, because it's a broken mess. Everybody loves a broken fighting game, let's be honest.
yes.
That's
There's a
why
lot more.
Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is still
Oh
brilliant.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. Probably the only fighting game I played more than you know than once or twice. No, that's not true. I'm a Mortal Kombat fan, but God, do love that
Boo.
turbo button. Um, but yeah, I absolutely agree. I just love that. I don't know much about Japanese culture as it like nowadays.
Yeah,
Although much like yourself, I love ancient Japanese
sure.
history and stuff like that. So anything I'm saying, I don't know if this is just a cultural thing or if this is Iwata himself, but I just love the idea that he never forgot where he came from.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that is a very cultural thing within uh,
Oh,
Japan.
yeah, he wasn't a better for lack of a better term. Like
Yeah,
he was a coder, he was a code monkey, he was in there
yeah, he was in
in
the
the
thick of things.
trenches. Yeah,
That's
and
why
I
he
just
was
love
able
that
to get the
respect
best out
that.
of his staff.
Yes, exactly. That is exactly my point, and I respect that on just every level as a
Yeah,
human, but also as an entrepreneur and a business owner. I just I love that
yeah. So
absolutely.
do I. I believe that if you're ready to lead a set of people, you need
Mhm.
to know where you've come from. You need to
Oh
know the
yes,
job inside and out. And there wasn't
absolutely.
anyone better in that than Satoru Iwata, who
Yeah.
knew, you know, how to start from the very humble beginnings of just tiny little coding projects or mucking around with digital calculators as you
Yeah.
start. Yeah, it's crazy
Oh,
how people get their start into an
it
industry,
is.
you know, and his,
Yeah.
his was kind of an insane one, to be honest, but I mean, the love was clearly there. You know, he wouldn't have dedicated so much time to helping Masahiro Sakurai or,
Mhm.
you know, Shigeru Miyamoto on a lot of Mario games or, you know, with Pikmin and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, Pikmin would have never been made had it not been for Satoru Iwata's being president of Nintendo at the time.
Hmm.
You know, it's insane. I mean, a game about someone who crash lands on a planet full of weird bugs that's made up, you know, that has stuff from the human world in there. It is the most weird
It's
concept of all time.
it is, and it worked. It
Yeah, it
just
did.
worked.
You know,
And,
the notorious Mother 3 that never came out over
oh
here that
gosh.
got, you know, that oh god, was it Shigetori Itoi? I think his name is
Hmm.
the guy who created the Mother series.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
he
Oh.
was like, I remember reading an interview after Satoru Iwata passed, and that teared me up how highly he spoke of the man, and it was like, oh my god, It's horrible, like
Yeah.
to see all these incredible people in the industry, especially Nintendo, like developers, talk about this man. Like, not only the fact that he was the greatest boss of all time,
Hmm.
but he was their best friend. You know,
Yes. Oh,
you
I
know
just
Reggie.
love it.
You know Reggie still talks about it. This is what brought it up. It's like
Yeah.
his tweet the other day, where he said, "I can't believe it's been 5 years since I lost my best friend."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something along those lines. It's like, man, it cuts deep.
Yeah.
Uh,
It really does.
I mean, the
God,
industry
what a
sucks more because we don't have him anymore.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you there. Because I mean, on top of being just genuine and authentic, which
Yeah,
is just such a rare find in and of itself, he was funny.
yeah,
Because I think during his time there, could have, I couldn't have cared less about Nintendo's announcements and all of
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
I
Not
understand that.
because I was gonna say not because I wasn't into the games that were being announced. Just as the era of 360 and
You're a
Nintendo was
you're a Microsoft
yeah,
fan. It's
Microsoft
understandable.
girl, yeah, and Nintendo is for babies. It's not. I want to make it very clear. It's not. I was just very much a Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo, an Xbox 360
Yeah,
fangirl.
and that's what the Microsoft and the Sony fans always used to think, is that the Nintendo's for
Yes,
babies, you know.
yes, that's
Oh,
exactly
it's
right.
child's first console, sort of thing,
And
you know.
then Iwata started making appearances in things,
Yeah,
and his humor turned out to be my exact brand
it's
of
so
humor.
funny.
And
Like,
I was like, I like this. I have to start paying attention to
yeah,
Nintendo now.
the thing was, is the one that always makes me laugh, like the weirdest, is when him and Reggie are fighting in that Smash Brothers trailer. And that was just an announcement for Me Fighters for Smash Brothers 4. It was so weird.
It was weird, but it was perfect. And
Yeah,
it was just like, what?
his flying headbutt reminded me of E Honda.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh.
It was
Um,
awesome.
it was so funny. Yeah, because that was the time where I was like, Mii's are stupid. They're just copying off of Xbox's avatars. I mean, I'm
Wrong.
telling you guys. I'm telling you. I'm
You're
here to say I've grown. I've matured.
and you realise that Microsoft copied everything Nintendo done that generation.
Maybe not copied everything, but
The Connect for the motion controls,
yes, I
the
know.
avatars for the Mii's. Yeah, they copied nearly
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, they did. They did.
Then again, so did Sony.
Yeah, I mean, they were all taking from each other.
Of course they were.
But that was enough. Like his sense of humor, uh, his ability to read what gamers wanted, or
Yeah.
something. It made me pay attention to Nintendo at a time where there was literally no reason for me to
Mm,
pay attention. They didn't have FPSs. They were never going to have FPSs in my mind.
no.
Um, you know, um, it's just a good time waster, but and mobile gaming was starting to come up, and it was like, I can,
Yeah, I
play
agree.
mobile games. It's stupid. But then Iwata comes along, and he's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Games for
staring at
everyone.
bananas, and yeah, I'm just like, I think I love you.
Yeah. You finally came on board with what all the Nintendo fans had been saying for years. That Iwata was the best thing to happen to
Yep.
Nintendo.
Yep. Because even then, I'd see the occasional tweet about it, and I would just be like, I don't care. Eh, I'm, you know, I'm too
Mm,
cool for this. And then just it made its way into my head, and I
yeah.
was just like, that's the brilliance of his natural ability. How do I phrase this? It was marketing, but not marketing. It was authentic.
Yeah.
It was. I'm one of you. Look at this.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm so glad. Right, in the way that you did, because this quote
Right?
fits that whole purpose immediately. Where I mean, everyone's probably heard this quote already. It says, "On my business card, I am a corporate president. In my mind, I am a game developer. But in my
Yeah.
heart, I am a gamer."
I I love it so much.
See, he was one of us. He
He
really
was.
was. And, you know, you look at... I hate to mention him again, but Scumbag Kotick and
Yeah.
Android Wilson and all that. They're not really gamers. They're just businessmen that want to make a quick buck. This
Yeah.
guy wanted to make money for the company he worked for, but he wanted to make the gamers happy as well because
Yeah.
he wanted to see those games because he wanted to bloody play them.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think there's a very, very famous quote among the writing community, which is, if you don't see the book you want to read, then you have to write it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the same thing for games. And he definitely did that, you know. Um,
Hmm.
it, it's weird. I've never ever played. He was the one that originally created Joust. I've never played Joust because it was a little bit before my time, but
Yeah.
I remember my brother being crazy obsessed about it, and I remember
Yep.
seeing old arcade cabinets with the artwork. The artwork just drew me in.
Yeah.
Uh, and I mean, that's way back. What is that, like 80 something? In the 80s.
Joust. Let me have a look.
Before my brain was ever developed. And
82.
82? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So he was really before his time. I know that's a kind of a trope, kind of a cliche at this point. No, Iowa was way before his time. Oh,
Yeah, I know. It's
yeah,
crazy, right?
yeah, absolutely. Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Can I make mention of two things?
Absolutely.
Uh, this is something that I hold very, very dear to me. It is currently on my shelf, and I'm looking at it right now. It is a copy of NES Golf.
Right, right.
The designer of the game was Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yes, it
The
was.
programmer of
Yes.
the game was Satoru Iwata.
Oh,
The
wow.
composer of the game was Koji Kondo.
Oh my goodness.
But,
Really?
the Dream Team, the absolute
Yeah.
Dream Team in 1984 came together to make this,
Oh
what
my
was at the
God.
time, pretty revolutionary golf game. But the reason why I bring it up, I hold it dear because it was one of his first games that he worked on for the NES.
Hmm.
But it was the fact that because of his success as president of Nintendo and getting the Switch out, before his
Hmm.
passing, they actually put a secret copy of NES Golf on the Switch.
Oh,
Yeah, but it
oh.
disappeared as of December 2017. And the reason, I believe, why they put it on there was a homage to Satoru Iwata.
Yeah,
Uh, you couldn't
absolutely.
play it, but it was just in the code.
Oh. Oh, yeah, no,
Well,
that's
I do
absolutely
think you might be able to play it with a hack or something, or at the time you
right.
could, but they put it on there for good luck,
Yeah. Oh,
which was
ah.
amazing. So I
See,
hold
that's
the original cart, and I will never, ever get rid of that.
no, no,
Ever.
you shouldn't. I didn't even realize. Like, of course, I know. I've even played NES golf, but
Mm.
I didn't. I didn't know it was the Dream Team, for
Yeah,
lack of a better.
it was the dream team. It was the dream
Oh
team.
my gosh.
Can't believe, even I learned. I didn't know Koji Kondo was on the music for that game.
I know. Oh my gosh. Ah,
Koji Kondo is the composer of Mario themes. The most
yes,
famous of them.
yes,
I
absolutely.
think he's pretty much worked on nearly every single Mario game's music.
Yeah, I believe on YouTube there is it's either a snippet of an interview with him or it was in a documentary I was watching about video games.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, because like the very first thing I ever saw on Netflix, and this is years ago, was a video game documentary. So
yeah,
it shows where my priorities lie. So it might have actually been in that. But yeah, I actually forgot my point. It was about the.
probably talking
I'm
about how he came up with the music.
Yeah, that was it. It was about the music and about the limitations of the MIDI
Yeah,
uh, files at the time, and the idea that he made just these beautiful melodies out of what, like 16 notes or something.
yeah.
I'm
He Yeah, that's literally all it is. It's like they can only do 16 notes, but he had basically full
Oh,
orchestrated versions
yep.
that were then scaled down into MIDI format.
Yes, that's exactly it. And it's done. Yeah, just
I
see,
know.
this is why, and I am very glad. I mean, I've said this before. I do want to see video games get a legitimacy, and I think that the shows and television shows and Netflix shows and blah blah that are being made from
Yeah,
these is kind of helping to legitimize it. But I've long believed, like most of you people out there, video games are a true art form.
yeah, and
It,
I agree. And people like Shigeru Miyamoto, Satoru Iwata,
yes,
Masahiro Sakurai, and Koji Kondo all knew that.
yes, they did, and they took it. It just goes back to they were creating things that they wanted to play, wanted to hear, wanted to see, wanted
Exactly.
to experience, and that right there is the key to everything
Yeah.
in life. You
I
know.
mean, I mean, you just look at Masahiro Sakurai recently by putting Terry in
Mhm.
Smash Brothers
Mhm.
Ultimate. Nobody,
Yes,
barely anyone knew who Terry was, but he was
that's
a
right.
huge SNK fan. And was like, you know
Yep.
what? I don't care. I'm putting him in my game.
Yep. That's exactly it. I love that. Absolutely love that.
Yeah. And you could tell his
Oh,
absolute love of SNK because of that whole presentation. He was just talking like, the way that he put the trailer together using the old Neo Geo sprites and having the Neo Geo Pocket and all that sort of thing. It was like, oh my god, this is crazy, like how much love you have for this. But, that was exactly what Iwata was like. And then obviously they were talking about Satoru, Masaru Sakurai there, but it was the same principle that Iwata had. He wanted to play something that he wanted to play. He created stuff that he wanted to play, and he knew that people would want to play.
yeah.
So,
Exactly. Oh,
but
I adore that.
so do I. But I think we'll come to a close on this
Yeah.
one. But I will give one last quote, and I think this
Sure.
is a very, very good quote.
Mhm.
In our business, too often people with a fresh idea don't have a chance. I believe if Tetris
Yes.
were presented today, here is what the
Yeah.
producer would be told. Go back, give me more levels, give me better graphics, give me cinematics, and you're probably going to need a movie license to sell that idea to the public.
Oh, he was so tuned in. Ah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm playing Tetris 99 again. That
Oh
doesn't need
gosh, yeah.
cinematics, visuals, and all
No.
that. Just needs a good idea.
Yep.
That's
It
it.
was. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. 100%. Oh, yeah.
but the man is an utter legend, and he is,
Yes.
to be on my side. Although I never met the guy, his death had a huge impact on me, and he
Yeah.
is, to be honest, he's missed every day, I
Oh,
believe.
I definitely think so. Yeah.
So, I hope we did you justice, Mr. Iwata.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, we will move on from this celebration of Mr. Iwata's life by asking,
Yes.
by going on to some questions. One
Yes.
question, in fact.
One question. Yes.
Previous guest, previous fan of a particular game on the PlayStation 5,
Yeah.
Mr. James Fraser Morrison, or at Fraser Esports on
Yeah.
Twitter, just says #BuzzSacks.
Oh, hashtag bug snacks. So are
So
you, Pete, are you still on Team Bug Snacks?
I'm still on Team Bugsnacks.
Right. Okay.
Uh,
Well,
have you changed your tune yet? Are you
I
coming
have
over
not.
to the? Are you coming over to
Yeah.
the dark and or no, the colourful and light and fluffy side?
I was gonna say it wouldn't be the dark side. I'll tell you this. This is just realized. This just hit me. So off air, Pete was trying to explain Cockney rhyming
Oh
slang
my
to
god.
me, and I got very frustrated at one point because you have to understand, the only thing I'm good at, in life is solving riddles and cracking codes and doing cryptograms and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Like, I'm scarily good at that stuff.
Mm.
Explaining Cockney rhyming slang to me when there is no thread of logic or code breaking that can be done creates a visceral anger in me that is hard to describe.
I know, and
Bug
it was.
snacks evokes that same.
I don't understand. It's cutesy art style.
It's
It's too colourful.
Strawberries for arms and ice creams walking around on the ground. Now,
I'm not even going to make that joke again because I nearly defaulted to
yes,
Stewie's Griffin, so he got ants again.
yes, exactly. But the funny thing is, I say this, but one of my favorite games to this day, and I will actually probably be playing it at some point this week, is Viva Pinata. That
So
is a game
what?
that, yeah,
What? So how
yep,
can you criticise Bug Snacks for its
yep.
cutesy art style when that is ridiculous?
It's so ridiculous. It creates its own reality. So I have to see how they're going to handle this half bug, half snack
Yeah, I will
type
as
thing.
well, and I've mentioned this to you off air, but I'll
Mhm.
mention it on air that there is another podcast out there called the Computer Game Show. I've mentioned them a few times before, but one of the
Mhm.
guys on there has a theory that actually the trailer was a bait and switch,
Right.
where actually the cute art style is going to be a mirror for an incredibly violent horror game,
Which
which I think
I
would
would
be really
be
funny.
I would be so on board with that.
So would I. I think it'd be
Yeah.
hilarious.
Golly, did you see it? Okay, now, okay, wait, okay. I was gonna be like, oh my gosh, but I have to give some respect to the developers of that game.
Why's that?
Young Horses took 6 years to develop the game, which
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, why would you? And then I got my butt handed to me in order to quote not burn out.
Good.
Which I have to respect that. Of course, they then followed up with, as well as, quote, to figure out what the game was, which kind of explains to me. uh,
Worrying
but
stages, basically.
yeah, so it'll be interesting. Oh wow, it takes inspiration from Ape Escape, so maybe that's your
Yay!
yeah. What? Okay, wait a minute.
Have you gone off
Hold
track
on.
again?
I have to say this. We'll blame the esports teacher for this tangent.
We will. Damn you, James.
Okay, there are 4 games mentioned as inspiration for Bug Snacks.
Ape Escape, Viva Pinata.
You're not far off. So Ape Escape, which we know is your thing.
Damn right.
Uh, the other 3 should have me jumping up and down and wanting to play this game right now. Pokemon Snap,
Nice.
Dark Cloud, which I mentioned a couple weeks ago,
Is that the
and
PS2 game, Dark Cloud?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And Viva Pinata.
of course. So yeah, you should be really
Which
happy
I
at this.
literally just said was one of my absolute favorite games. So I really want to see this Bug Snacks saga unfold and see if I go from I viscerally hate this game to oh yeah, it's my game of the year.
Well, I mean, if this was on Xbox, it'd be on Game Pass, so therefore you'd be able to try it out at least. But
Oh
it's on the
yeah,
PS5, so
it is
no.
on the
Oh wait, it'll
PS5.
be on PS4.
Oh okay, well then yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
can get my
PS4, PS5, and
Yep.
PC.
Okay, so this will be funny. I'm always willing to give things a chance. And if oh
Unless
you know
unless
what
the
that
name
got
is
me,
Halo 5.
I gave it a chance. It failed.
I,
Failed me.
I know.
But this week has proven that I will give anything a chance. In that, as much as I have bashed that
Last of Us Part 2.
no, Death Stranding.
That stupid game called Last of Us Part 2.
That too, but I gave it a chance as well.
Yeah, I know
Uh,
you did.
Death Stranding. I did put my name forward to review it. I didn't get it, and I'm not going to say that I celebrated, although I did.
Well, you did, because
But
you
I'm
sent me a message
willing.
almost immediately going,
I know.
phew!
Yes. But I want to tell the audience so they can always be sure that when I review a game, and Pete is the same exact way, I can separate myself from the game until I've played the game. You know, so when I'm reviewing a game, I'm going to review it
Yeah.
open-mindedly.
Oh yeah, like I said about
Yeah,
Ghost of Tsushima. Like as soon as I knew I was going to be on it, that was it.
yeah,
I just stopped reading reviews because I didn't want to
yeah.
be further coloured by what other people were saying.
So to bring that back around, Bug Snacks, no, right now,
Bug
Um,
Snacks as of November, if it's a
if
release
I get
game, of course.
if I get picked to review it, I will review it with an open mind and
I
an
tell,
open heart.
I'm going to veto you to actually review it because I think it'd be
Oh
hilarious.
no. Oh, wouldn't that be funny if we both reviewed it?
Oh, that would be great.
We probably should.
We
I'm
should.
going in completely biased against it, but I would again suspend that
Yeah,
bias. But
and I'm going in
I'm on
biased
record,
towards it.
and yeah, so we're both on record with stated biases, and we'll see if they change. I do
Yeah.
like that. Maybe we'll do that.
We should do a
Um,
collaborative review on it then.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Okay. We'll talk to Overlord.
yeah. I think. He'll okay, so that actually about wraps it up.
Hmm.
Let's see. I wanted
Nice,
just a
a nice
curiosity. Not
trimmed
too
version.
bad.
Yeah, nice trimmed
Too bad.
version. So
Um,
the idea is that we're going to try and trim this a little bit more than the usual rambling. So I think
yeah,
we've done well this week.
yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Um, but as always, we definitely thank you for joining us. We say this during the week we've got this segment, but we really hope you're hanging in there. It's strange times. Um, it's strange times for everyone. So we just
Yes.
very much appreciate you stopping by and giving us any moment of your time. It means the world to us. And of course, we don't advertise, so any kind of like and share and all that good stuff goes very far with us. And as always, Rapid Reviews Radio Pod. Oh, Dad, come in.
You were going so well there as
I
well.
know I was doing so well, but I am fading fast.
I know you
Uh,
are.
anyway, what I was trying to say was Rapid Reviews Radio is a supplementary podcast to the Rapid Reviews UK website, which can be found at
UK.com.
www.rapidreviews.a.com. The reason why it's taken me so long to do that is because I wanted to go see
Oh
what's
yes,
been reviewed this week, and my auto thing filled in for my uploading, like where I'm supposed to upload stuff.
of course.
So, this week's reviews include Woodle Tree 2, which looks actually kind of cute.
Yeah, it does.
The Drown Tactile Earphone reviews
By Mr. Overlord himself.
by the Overlord himself, Mr. Mike. And what is that? See, I couldn't quite figure it out. Is that earphones? Headphones, I mean?
Yeah, it's earphones.
Okay. And then Battle for Bikini Bottom,
Which we mentioned
Rehydrated.
earlier.
Yes, which I actually want to play really bad, but I really love SpongeBob. I'm sorry, old SpongeBob, classic SpongeBob.
Yeah, classic SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Because it's Sweet, Sweet Victory.
Oh gosh, yes. Oh. For the longest time, you couldn't find a copy of that on YouTube. They would keep pulling it, and I don't know why. I just don't know why.
It's alright, I'll just watch Job for a Sponge instead.
Oh my gosh.
Have you seen that? Please tell me you've seen.
Yes,
Yes, it's awesome.
yeah.
It's so awesome.
It is very good. Oh my gosh. Okay. About to go off on a tangent. No,
Yep.
we're doing so well.
I know.
Hunting Simulator 2, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure I played Hunting Simulator 1.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Do what?
I said it wouldn't surprise me. You probably played the real life version, not the simulator.
I have to say, yes, of course I've shot guns. I mean, I am from Texas. I've never gone actually hunting. Not that I was against it. I just didn't know anybody that did. Well, I knew lots of people that did, but nobody wanted me along.
Oh.
I can't imagine why. Then we had We Should Talk review, which is interesting. Short form narrative game, interesting.
Yeah.
Syrup and the Ultimate Sweet review, which
looks interesting.
Very, very colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Potasa.
I was going to say, I'm looking forward to the pronunciation of that one.
Yes. That cracks me up. The Fairy Flower review, which I actually kind of want to play myself
It does
because
look cool.
it's a puzzle platformer. I'm getting into that. Big screen beta, which is
It's an Oculus Quest game.
an Oculus Quest that allows you to watch movies. So, yay!
If
Which is kind of cool, actually.
It is awesome, but obviously, if I get nauseous watching doing anything VR,
Gosh,
so
I
I
know.
think I'll avoid that one because I'll just watch the movie normally. But that's just my
Yes,
personal
and
angle.
I should probably also mention that I do have a PSVR game review coming. I'm just having to play it in small little increments. I'm so sorry, guys. Um, and then, let's see, is that the last one? Oh, then we've got It Came From Space and Ate Our Brains, which just
Amazing.
sounds amazing. Yeah. Synth Writers review.
I think that was it this week, but I'm going to go back and have a look at the older posts just to make sure.
No, I think that's it. But yeah, you double check me. I think that's it.
Yeah. We got Desperados 3, which also
right.
came this week too. And that was
that's
it.
it.
Yeah, because the last one before that was Nightcall, which was last Sunday.
Yeah. But yeah, Desperados 3 looks really, really cool.
It does.
Yeah. Anyway, so definitely go check out those reviews. We everything I've said it many times, but I can't help it. I love that we have the reading time listed, so you can kind of see how many you can get in on your toilet break. And so visit us there at the website, which is, again, www.rapidreviewsuk.com. You can find us on Twitter at rapidreviewsuk, or the podcast-specific Twitter, which is at RRRadiopod. We do have a Facebook page, Rapid Reviews UK, in case, anyone is...
For them boomers out there.
hangs out around there. Twitch TV, or twitch.tv/RRR. God, did it again.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry,
No,
guys.
it's fine.
I'm getting really sleepy. Twitch.tv/RRRadiopod, which hopefully will be on very soon.
Yeah, we're hoping. Like I said, we're working on the stuff in the background. Just got to try and get myself a capture card.
We need to clone ourselves about 4 times with all the stuff we're working on in the background.
Yes, but we do kind of have an announcement though, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As of today, or as of when this video, or this... Oh, damn it, I've kind of blown it already. Damn it!
Really did.
Basically, the podcast is going up onto YouTube as of this episode, and all back episodes will be added at a future date.
Yes. So if you're like me, and you love those YouTube playlists, just put them on in the background.
Yep.
Yeah.
So to do that would be youtube.com/rapidreviews.
Sweet. We have a thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
A named URL.
Well, www.youtube.com/
Yes.
Yeah, it's rapid reviews. I'm absolutely certain of that.
That is awesome. We are the coolest ever.
Yes, we are. So I've been working in the background to try and get as many of those up as possible. Actually, I'm double checking this URL because I can't.
Double check.
Oh my god. So 1 second.
Even if let's say that, by some chance that's incorrect, just go to YouTube and search Rapid Reviews UK.
Yeah, you probably will.
And then give us a follow there too. So,
yes, please do, because like I said, all the previous episodes are going to go live there.
Yeah.
They are being uploaded presently as we speak.
Yes.
But I want to make sure that all previous episodes are available before that playlist becomes unlocked.
Yeah.
So, wow, this is a really long URL.
I'll
post it in the show notes. But yeah, if you just search Rapid Reviews UK on YouTube, you'll find it.
Yeah. But one day we will achieve that URL, that YouTube URL.
Yes, we will.
Yep. If you want to drop us a line, much like our guest from last week did, and tell us how great and wonderful we are, or how
the week before, you mean?
Our guests are, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I need to sleep. You can do that via podcast at rapidreviewsuk.com.
Yes.
And if they wish to check out what you're doing, Pete, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at PeteBeckett1, the number 1, where I'm being called a pedo. No, I generally try to post up some nice content, but most of the time I end up getting into arguments with people because they don't like the truth.
Yeah, but that's Twitter.
Yeah, that's true. It's just Twitter for you, so
Yeah,
enjoy.
Exactly. Yeah.
What about you, though, Kylie? Where do they find you?
You can find me tweeting about accepting autism and being a autism person trying to fit in this great big world of ours at Kiley to Greet, which is KILEYTEHGREET on Twitter. If your loved one are autistic, follow anyway. But I mean, I'm happy to discuss things, and I always try to interact with people and stuff when they ask me questions. So.
Yep. In fact, one of our previous winners of a competition actually did follow you, and you have many a conversation with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. So yeah, that about wraps it up for Rapid Reviews Radio. Except for one thing.
Of course.
Which is hit us with that game fact.
So it's not just one. I got a double pack for you.
All right, double feature.
So, in the critically panned crime caper Driver Free.
Yes.
Or Driv Free R.
Right, okay.
There is a Hawaiian shirt wearing character called Timmy Vermicelli. A clear parody of GTA's Vice City's Tommy Vercetti.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
But the way they made fun of it, they put swimming bands on it, poking fun at the fact that the GTA hero was unable to swim.
Yep.
However,
that's very good.
This is why this is a double pack. Because they were only returning the favour after Grand Theft Auto 3 in one mission saw you chasing a badly animated character called Tanner, who bore more of a passing resemblance to Driver's lead character of the same name.
That's brilliant. Oh, I love that. Love those beefs. Love it. Industry beefs, they're my favorite.
And also the double pack comes back to the GTA and Vice City double pack that they had on the police station.
Yes.
So, yes.
One of my other favorite games. Forever.
Yeah. I'll take the double pack over the triple pack any day of the week. San Andreas, you suck. Moving on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, yeah. Well, that's a different show. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Anyway.
Thank you for joining us, and we will speak to you guys next week.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.